Hello, this is Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. Please visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook to check out the schedule of daily classes offered on Zoom. See details for where you can join us in person, outdoors, safely distanced if you're in Palm Springs. And stop by the tip jar where you can make contributions to support our classes. You can pay via Venmo or Zelle or PayPal. Today, no one has logged in for this 8:15 morning flow class, so instead I'll make a short video. Today it'll be a guided meditation accompanying constructive rest or active rest pose. That goes like this. You come down onto your back. If you can't see the screen once you lie down, don't worry. I use lots of words to describe what I'm doing. You don't have to actually see the screen. You could close your eyes the whole time. Lying on your back, draw your knees towards your chest. Don't hug your knees like we usually do. That's often the next cue. Let your knees float around. Let each leg drift independently, rocking in the hip socket. Starting to loosen things up. And one at a time, let your feet plop down onto the mat. Now, you want to have your knees leaning in towards each other and the soles of the feet fully planted without feeling like a lot of effort in your legs. So reducing the effort, making the posture feel more passive and restful, usually involves turning your toes in a bit, your heels out a bit. So play with little adjustments in the position of your feet. See how much you can minimize any sensation of work in the legs so that your feet remain planted, your knees lean in towards each other. You get that sorted out. Passive, comfortable foot and leg posture. And next, the arms. Bring your hands to your rib cage so that the bottom rib crosses your palm on sort of a diagonal. So your fingers are on your belly and your thumbs are on your rib cage. You want your wrists to be long and open, like a healthy ergonomic typing position, if you're familiar with that, with what that looks like. And your elbows resting on the ground. So this is constructive rest or active rest. I learned this from my Alexander technique teacher, Cecile Rayner. If you look Cecile Rayner up online, Raynor, she's got a lot of great offerings and often free offerings. And Cecile taught me that if you stay in this posture for 17 minutes, that your spine will reach its maximum length because the fluid in your spinal column is redistributing as you lie horizontal, and the discs between the vertebrae will expand more evenly. Usually when I teach this posture as part of the class, it's something we do at the beginning, and I say, and we're not going to do it for 17 minutes. But today we are going to do it for 17 minutes because this is going to be our whole practice. So this posture gives us a good amount of grounding, a nice passive opening in the major joints, hips and shoulders. Nice opening for wrists with plenty of circulation. And everything is pretty much at rest. Legs are as rested as they can while letting the hips open. Wrists are open, letting circulation go freely. Back and forth with hands. And grounding helps your body relax. The more contact we have with the ground, the easier it is for your body to relax. And Cecile teaches a fun visualization breathing exercise to go with the posture. So we'll do this next. So the scene is you are at your 100th birthday party. And here comes the cake. It can be any flavor cake you want, any size cake you want, but it's got to be big enough to have 100 tiny candles on it. So here's where breathing exercise comes in. We're going to blow out all 100 of those candles. And then we're going to rewind the video clip in our heads as we inhale. And we're going to blow them out again. So the inhale is going to be really big without strain, of course. The exhale is going to be really long and slow through pursed lips. This is rolling out 100 tiny candles. So maybe happy birthday is playing in your head, maybe not. Maybe it wasn't, and now it is to this. So that big inhale, exhaling, blow out those candles. When you finish your exhale, take another big inhale. Do it again. We'll do it several times. Continue rewinding and replaying that video and making that really long, slow, gradual exhale. Exhaling for as long as you can, as fully as you can, again without strain. And I'll say a bit about why we're doing this. Maybe you already know, maybe you've already felt the results. What generally happens with this breathing exercise is tension in the back unwinds. You might think of it as knots untying. You might have felt some knots untying, depending on what's going on in your back and how in tune you are to what's going on. Another way it might register is the way your contact with the ground changes. When you breathe in and out, different parts of your back lift away from the ground and touch down again. What happens for me as the knots in the back unwind, untangle, untie, is different parts of my back touch down to the ground that weren't touching down before. And it's a funny sensation because until a different part touches down, I wasn't aware that it wasn't touching down. So, interesting thing to feel through. But there's, just notice what's going on, and there's no wrong answer to that question. Observe your experience. How does it feel in your back as you repeatedly blow out your 100 birthday candles? Congratulations on making this to 100. Practice of yoga does help us live longer. I figure I have a decent chance of living to 100. My maternal grandmother lived 5 days past her 98th birthday. And she didn't practice yoga. You can continue blowing out those candles if you want, or you can let your breath just fall into an easy, natural rhythm without thought or effort and stop at it. It's your choice. Maybe you're enjoying it and want to do some more. Maybe you've had enough. Maybe you stop before I invited you to. That's fine. If you've resumed undirected breathing, maybe just notice the difference in how that feels versus the directed breathing. And next we'll do a body scan meditation. We'll start the body scan at the feet because that's where we started coming into the pose with the flopping down of the feet, right? So just feel that grounding contact in your feet. Feel all the different parts of your feet. You feel feet top, lower on your foot. Feel the ball of your foot, the big mound below the big toe.
You can just feel the rest of the ball, the foot middle, the outer part, the pads that run along beneath the toes. Feel the contact with the heel. Now, depending on how your feet are, how they're made, how they relax, maybe you feel different degrees of contact between the ball and the foot of the heel. So just feeling into wherever your feet are touching. And it's okay if that exploration leads to a little change in the position of the feet. If you realize, hey, this foot isn't as grounded as I thought it was, or as grounded as I want it to be, grounded as you want it to be. Maybe you just found a bit more of ease in your legs, huh? From having the foot ground some more. Grounding is amazing because it travels up through the body. There's no part of the legs that are grounded here, but the grounding in the feet and the grounding in your buttocks both help your legs to feel supported by the ground. Notice how your ankles feel. Maybe there's not much there. Again, more on it. You're scanning or feeling things out. What you notice about your calves, maybe even your shins. How does the grounding of the feet help the legs relax? How do your knees feel? They're bent, but they're pretty passive. Again, maybe there's not anything to notice. You're not really doing anything here, so it's okay if the answer to whether you feel is nothing or I don't know. Curling up to the thighs, starting with the front, the quadriceps. What do you feel there? Some of the biggest muscles we have. So sensation in the center, in the lower part towards the knee, upper part towards the knee. How about the hamstrings? How do the backs of those thighs feel? There's sensation closer to the knee, more in the middle, more in the upper part of the hamstring, maybe. Since they're pretty passive here, not much going on. And coming back to more direct grounding, feeling wherever you're touching down here, however much of your buttocks is on the ground, your sacrum may be nicely grounded here. Bodies are shaped differently, so what's touching the ground for me might not be exactly what's touching the ground for you. I have narrow pelvis, narrow hips, kind of a large butt for someone with a small pelvis. It comes from cycling and from yoga practice, like that. Whatever part touching the ground in the middle of your body there. How does it feel? And not focusing solely on the ground, but how does the front of the pelvis feel? The wrist chakra area, the lowest part of your belly, working up towards your hands, the middle belly, upper part of the belly, under the rib cage, tuning into the way your belly moves under your hands as the air moves in and out of you. And then sure, how do your hands feel? As your belly measures your hands up and down, maybe the contact with that rib going across the palm, contact of your thumb, of your ribs. This grounding contact of your elbows. What do you feel between hands and elbows? Maybe not much, maybe just a bit of ease. Maybe there's something else going on for you. Checking over the lower back, mid back, the space below the shoulder blades, what's on the ground, and what isn't, and how this changes as the air moves in and out of you with each breath. Feel those shoulder blades generally nicely grounded here. Maybe you're tuned into that, maybe you're not. Maybe you aren't, but you are now. Does the contact there change much as the air comes in and out? Not a lot for me, but there's some change. Going back to the contact with the elbows, noticing how your upper arms feel, your shoulders, all those great muscles between the upper arms and the shoulder blades, the uppermost part of your back. Checking in again with the front of the body. What do you feel in your chest? Coming up to your collarbone, and your neck. What's going on there? Whatever sensations are present. What is your body telling you? Just listening, acknowledging, not trying to change a thing. How does your neck feel? The muscles in the back. How does your throat feel? Maybe keep your focus on it. To relax a bit more. So that's like as grounded as I am, as passive as I am, I felt my shoulders relax. Feel the nice contact with the back of your head on the ground. Turning around the head, not the ears, the temples. It's wonderful how just thinking about an area can change how I feel. Is your jaw relaxed? Is your teeth touching, or is there a little space that's up there, the space there for the movement? What's your tongue doing? Is it pressing down after your teeth and engaging, or is it resting on the floor of the mouth? Or just sort of hanging in between, resting? Coming up to the forehead, picturing your forehead. You're putting there, just relax and realize you're stretching those pictures now. You feel that translate to relaxation and cheekbones. That's the jaw. to the crown of your head. Think back to where we started, the ground. Think of grounding, like light coming from the ground up through your feet, like you made it fiber optic. Light just traveling all up your ankles. You think your body scan, you detected anything that didn't feel so good. Stiffness anywhere, soreness. Come back and revisit any such places that you had. Any trouble spots that made themselves known as you understand. You maybe think sending it back to these places. Continue that for as long as you like. Maybe by now you're wondering how long is 17 minutes within your 7. It doesn't mean you have to do anything. You can stay here long as you like. If you like, when you're ready, you can start to move. I like to start by moving my knees a bit. You need to walk the feet onto one edge and the other, letting that go bigger and bigger. This, of course, translates into moving the hips down the same cheek off the mat, and the other is the knees go slowly. You might bring your arms to the side, wiggle your toes, fingers, roll your ankles and wrists. Any movements you like, make the movements gradually grow bigger and bigger. Just like we do at the end of practice when come out of Shavasana. When you're ready for some bigger movements, you might just gently tip onto one side and pause in a fetal position. Your arms pressing away from the ground. If you like, join me sitting up or kneeling. Close up active, bringing hands to heart. Thank you for sharing practice with me. So I really need to and on with that thing like with you.